Hi there, we are looking at another one in our practice questions in arithmetic, sequences, and series. Remember, a sequence is just simply a set of numbers that are related to each other. A series is those numbers added up. So now we have a series of numbers. There's two different ways of getting this sum here. The sum of n terms, some of your teachers may use the Greek letter sigma, which is like a capital S, is equal to the number of terms times the first term plus the last term all over 2. This is like taking, here's the first term, here's the last term. You're taking like the average of the terms and adding up how many terms there are. Like for example, let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 terms here, and 1 plus 6, so 1 plus this is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Notice that's the average. And if we take the average number times the number of terms, which is 5, we get 15. Well, let's add this up. This is 3, 6, 10, 15. So we're really saying like the average of this would be this plus this is 6. The average of that is 3. This plus this is 6. The average of those two is 3. So this is a very nice formula for calculating the sum. But we need the first term, the last term, and the total number of terms. Can we figure out the total number of terms with this thing? Well, we have this term here. We have the first term. So the first term, T1, or A, some people may refer to it as A, is equal to minus 5. The difference, the common difference between the terms is, notice here we're subtracting 2 each time. Minus 2. We only have a couple of terms to look at, so we can check those, so it's minus 2. We have the first term, we have the difference of terms. Let's calculate the n value for this last term. Just keep really good track of your minus signs if you have negatives. Putting brackets around everything and using plus signs still will make it much easier to remember them and not lose track of what you're doing. So the nth term, Tn, is equal to the first term, T1 plus n minus 1 times the difference. This just means for the first term, 1 minus 1, you don't add any term for the first term. You just add it for the second term. You're adding d once. So now we want minus 19. Minus 19 is equal to the first term, minus 5, plus what's the value of n? We don't know. And what's the value of d? Minus 2. Remember, putting brackets in so we don't lose track. Now let's do all the mathematics. Add 5 to both sides, and we're left with minus 14 on this side. This cancels. Is equal to this times this, minus 2n. This times this, plus 2. Now we can subtract 2 from both sides. We're left with minus 16 equals minus 2n. Divide negative 2 on both sides, and you get n equals 8. You can't have a negative number for the n value. If you did, you know you're doing something wrong. So this should be the 8th term, 8. So if n equals 8, we can use our general formula for doing the sum of these things. So the 8 terms, 8, and then the first term, minus 5, plus, I'm going to use brackets here, minus 19, big bracket here, over 2. We're taking the average of the first and the last term. So minus 5 and minus 19, adding those up, we're going to get minus 24. On the top, divided by 2. So this inside here will be minus 12. If you're okay with that, minus 12 times this number 8 in the front here. 8 times 12 is 96. Negative, of course. We have a variety of answers. You should know by looking at this that the answer to adding all of these up is not. So if you're doing multiple choice in your test, you know it's not that one. It has to be one of the negative ones. So we got this answer over here. And I hope that helps. I'm going to erase this and do another problem right away.